Shalom, I'm Rabbi Michael Panitz. I'm the rabbi of Norfolk, Virginia's Temple Israel, speaking to you from the pulpit of our synagogue. My message at this time is entitled, Israel, the leader in slaking the world's thirst. It sounds like a plot out of a James Bond movie. A nation with ambitions of world dominance is steadily cornering the world market on potable water. But it is no fiction. China, a sophisticated civilization that for millennia has seen itself as the proper center of the world, and which recently has seen itself in the vanguard of reversing the era of Western preeminence in world affairs. China is playing an astute long game involving the world's most precious resource. While the American president congratulates himself extravagantly on a partial deal involving rare earths and soybeans, China moves quietly to a position of controlling the tap for much of the third world's fresh water. Even apart from geopolitical rivalries, our overpopulated earth presents a crisis in the making. In our own country as well, aquifers are disappearing at alarming rates. Just as we burned our way through millions of years of coal deposits in under 2 centuries, so are we rapidly depleting underground water reservoirs that were created in the ice ages and that will not be replenished. It should not be partisan to say so, and the fact that it sounds partisan is a blot upon our American national myopia. But we are hurtling towards environmental catastrophe. And one of the key scarcities that will make our children's lives so much less comfortable than our own is the growing scarcity of drinking water. Enter Israel, the world leader in addressing this problem. Not the best for its size, not the best for its region, but the world's leading benefactor. Israel is producing drinking water. It produces more than it needs, and it is sharing it with regional neighbors such as Jordan, who abide by at least a cold peace with Israel. Israel is the world's most advanced nation in the technology of ocean water desalination. Already a decade ago, the reverse osmosis system of desalination, forcing water through a membrane that traps the salt, was enabling Israel to produce over half of its drinking water from the Mediterranean Sea. That reversed the steady decline in the level of the water of the freshwater Yam Kinneret, Sea of Galilee, which had been Israel's main resource for drinking water since the 1950s. The Kinneret regained its ecological health within half a decade. Since then, Israelis have upped their desalination technology to new levels. Advances in materials science allow the filters to avoid being quickly clogged by accumulating algae. Advances in the geometry of the emplacement of the filters have enhanced the efficiency of the system still further. Today, the Sorek plant produces 640,000 cubic meters of fresh water per day. Just this week, in a historic first, Israel began replenishing its Yam Kinneret water level directly from desalinated water produced at the Sorek plant. Israel conducted rigorous environmental impact studies to make sure that the ecology of the Sea of Galilee would be improved, not degraded, by this measure. It is helping Israel to cope with the drought conditions of the past year and a half in the region. These droughts will grow more frequent and worse as a result of the world's heedless refusal to curb global warming. Our various selfish national policies are drilling holes in the hull of lifeboat Earth, which carries us all. Israel is one of the few making the water crisis better, not worse. Our Torah narratives these weeks make repeated mention of the patriarchs investing major energy into digging wells. Abraham dug wells. The Philistines stole them. Abraham repurchased them as part of establishing a treaty with Avimelech, Genesis chapter 21, verses 25 through 30. The Philistines later broke that treaty, forcing Isaac to re-dig the wells his father had dug, that the Philistines had stopped up. Genesis 26, verses 18 to 33. Again and again, the patriarchs were the ones to bring water to the region, and their enemies were heedless of the blessing that having the patriarchs as their neighbors could represent. How sadly fitting that narrative is for our current difficult situation in the Middle East. Israel is leading the way toward the fulfillment of the hopeful vision of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 12, verse 3. The lyrics of the iconic Mayim, water dance, that was a staple of Israeli folk dance and Jewish summer camp cultural education. U'she'aftem mayim bisason mimayinei hayeshua. You shall draw water in joy from wells of deliverance. May this be God's will. Amen.